All right, we will call today's executive committee meeting to order. Mayor Tony Day, would you lead us in prayer this morning?
Father, we thank you for this day that you've given us, Lord. We thank you, Lord, for this meeting here today. She asks you to give us wisdom and the knowledge, Lord, to make good decisions for us, all of our counties and our cities, Lord, that we might kind of lead our people, Lord, in the way that you do please. We ask, Lord, that we do their sick, we might be healed, and all those lost, that we might be saved. Tell us everything as they do, each one of our cities, that we can toward it, we be found out to be your will. So, sweet name of Jesus, we ask all that.
Amen. Stand on the pledge. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let's see everybody. Thanks for being here. Sherry, would you give us a roll call?
Greg Mitchell.
Here.
Stan Hollingsworth.
Here.
Dale Raven.
Here.
Luke Collins. Alan Foster. R.J. Crawford. Matt Adcock. Josh Miller. Jimmy Johnson.
Here.
Harvey Stowers. Jim Morgan. Lloyd Williams.
Here.
Steve Jones.
Here.
Tommy Day.
Here.
Stephen Barlow.
Here.
Roy Burnett.
Here.
Stephen Bilbrey.
Here.
Sam Gibson.
Here.
Randy Porter. Lauren Wheaton. Jeff Mason.
Here.
John Potts.
Here.
David Sullivan.
Here.
Elisa Farmer. Here. Terry Bell.
Here.
Ralph Chastain. Kenny Robinson.
Here.
Jerry Lowry.
Here.
Alejandra Cisneros Callahan. Or Cynthia Kevin Sexton. And Paul Bailey.
All right, we do have a forum. Thank you, Ms. Sherry. Item number 3 is the approval of the consent agenda. At this time, I will take a motion to pass that.
So moved.
Motion from Bill, second from Mayor Lowry. Any questions, discussions on the consent agenda? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. All right. Item number 4 is our development district financial report. Ms. Ginger, if you would tell us about the finances.
Yes, so everyone should have a copy of our preliminary financial report through the end of our last fiscal year. We had revenues of a little over $10.1 million. We had grant expenditures of a little over $10.7 million, and that includes program match for those grants. If you look to the right side of the page, we have our program or our matching revenues for our grants, which includes our CDBG revenue, our state appropriations, our dues, and interest off our checking accounts. We had a total of $875,000 and non-grant related expenditures of a little over $85,000. So we had match of $542. When you net out those matching revenues, we had $247,000 left in unrestricted funds left at the end of last fiscal year. Of course, these are preliminary numbers. We're still occasionally getting a few expenditures in for last fiscal year, so just keep in mind these numbers could fluctuate a little bit up or down. We did have a good year in our CDBG revenue, if you look at that, so that helped a lot. And Tommy Lee loves to remind me that his department does a good job, but they do a great job and have really knocked it out of the park last year, so that's all I have.
Any questions for Mr. Ginger? Any motion? Motion Steve Johnson, second Jimmy Johnson to approve the financial report. Any questions or discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Aye. Opposed? All right, thank you, Ms. Ginger. All right, number 5, Ms. Mindy's going to talk just about CAIC, AC on.
Good morning, members of the board, Mr. Chairman, Mr. Farley. Today we have one loan for your consideration for the Stolen Coin LLC / boardroom. The Stolen Coin Oyster Barn Bistro is owned by Cassie and Pete Kessler. They opened in 2020 on the square in Gainesboro. They offer fresh oysters, seafood, and other dishes. In 2021, they received a UCDD disaster loan, and now they have the opportunity to open a new restaurant in the former Bull and Thistle location. They are seeking a loan in the amount of $100,000 to open the Boardroom Steakhouse. The Boardroom will be a Sinatra-style steakhouse restaurant that will also offer charcuterie boards and dessert boards. The total cost for the project is $110,850. Our loan request is for $100,000 at 8% over 10 years. The estimated monthly payment will be $1,213.28. In addition to our loan, the borrower will contribute $10,850 plus the appraisal fee and closing costs related to the loan. The project cost will be used for the initial stock of consumables, operating capital, marketing, startup, and admin costs. UCDD will take a second lien on the building that currently houses the stolen coin with a loan to value of 79%. This loan was recommended for approval by the loan committee on August 5th. Before I ask any questions, I do want to point out, as part of their project, they're also updating the stolen coin menu. And in it, they have changed their shrimp and grits to be renamed Randy's Favorite Shrimp and Grits in memory of Mayor Hetty. Does anyone have any questions?
I got a statement. They're a very valuable member of our community. They're very invested. And I don't think we can go wrong with this. We really have got Gainesboro a lot to do.
Mayor Lloyd, would you care to make a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Second. Second by Mayor Del Rey. So I have a motion and a second. Any questions or discussions on this motion? It is a great little place, and I'm excited that, I've been trying to get them to open a satellite office in Carthage. Maybe to get a little more.
Let me add too, it's part of a much larger project. There is a developer out of Nashville that has ties to Gainesboro and Jackson County that's redeveloping the hotel and that whole strip right through there. So it is a piece of a larger puzzle that's being put together there.
It is, and Cassie and Pete have told me, they said, Bull and Thistle closing has actually not helped the community. This will help the community. Instead of, having more business because of being one restaurant, this gives them more business, having more choices. It brings more people to town because they know they'll always have some sort of option to go to.
They are. I've met them there.
They're lovely. They're lovely people.
All right, any other questions or discussions? All right, seeing none, roll call, please, Ms. Jerry.
Greg Mitchell,
Yes.
Stan Hollingsworth.
Yes.
Dale Reagan,
Yes.
Alan Foster,
Yes.
R.J. Crawford,
Yes.
Jimmy Johnson,
Yes.
Lloyd Williams,
Yes.
Steve Jones,
Yes.
Tommy Day,
Yes.
Stephen Barlow,
Yes.
Lori Burnett, Stephen Bilbrey,
Yes.
Sam Gibson,
Yes.
Jeff Mason,
Yes.
John Potts,
Yes.
David Sullivan,
Yes.
Elisa Farmer,
Yes.
Terry Bell,
Yes.
Denny Robinson, Jerry Lowry.
Yes.
Thank you.
Chairman, I'd like to show that Mayor Morgan has been Bill Croxton voting yes for this.
All right, item number 6 is action items, and I don't see any. Do you have any?
Anything under the development, take action.
Okay. All right, we will move on then to item number 7. We'll turn it over to our executive director, Mr. Carter.
All right, we're going to start off. As Rosa comes forward, Rosa's come to you before and talked about a number of different things. Obviously, doing the Empower Upper Cumberland project that we've done with multiple organizations across here, it has allowed us to do some innovative things that we never dreamed we'd be in. Child care being a huge component of that. One of the other things that we have started an initiative here in the Upper Cumberland region, it's another one of those truly collaborative type efforts, is how can we help provide a lot of the resources that these younger families, these working families, they need in place to be able to be prosperous and do well. And one of the things that we identified early on is there are a lot of support systems in and around our school-age children that need to be looked at. So Rosa, through some partnerships we've had with Tennesseans for Quality Early Education, we are able to start a Bright Start community here, and her team have been working on this project quite a bit. I'm going to let her just go through very, very briefly. I know you've got a copy, and I'll be quiet and turn it over to Rosa.
Good morning, everyone. As Mr. Farley was saying, we have a lot of people boots on the ground with the Upper Cumberland Bright Start plan. I know Mayor Lowry and Mayor Jones are on our steering committee, so I definitely want to give them acknowledgement for that. They've been part of this as well. But it is very much pleasure, it's an honor, it's excitement that I would love to invite each and every one of you all to our Bright Star Strategic Action Plan celebration. It's going to be on September the 9th from 10 to 12 here at the Development District. Lunch will be provided. Tennessee Quality Early Education will also be here to speak and talk about this strategic plan. So this plan is a community-driven 3-year blueprint to improve early childhood outcomes over the Upper Cumberland area. Our vision and our goal is to influence 3rd grade reading and math proficiency through support and wraparound services outside of those school hours. So by 2029, we hope to increase early childhood education slots, especially for those 0 to 3 ages here in the Upper Cumberland, and strengthen family resources. We base this around 3 cores of our families and our children. Is high quality learning environments, supportive family and services, and health and development. And out of those 3 cores, we have 3 working groups that have been working over the last 2 years to identify what are those gaps and barriers. So we have came up with 8 strategics, which you'll see in your executive summary, that will be spoken more about on September the 9th, of those 8 that we're going to start implementing after September the 9th. So we also know this is a very shared responsibility. It's not just our school's responsibility. This is all of our responsibilities. It's a cross-sector collaboration. It's essential for our success. We all know that investing in children invest in the region's future, workforce, and well-being. We look forward to and hope that you all can join us on September the 9th. If you can, please let me know, because we will be providing lunch and I'll get numbers. So hope to see you all there. Does anyone have any questions?
Rosie, can you send us an email, off the board, an email with that? That way
I'd have to.
I don't know about everybody else, but I'll forget that before I get to the car.
I'll send out an email, absolutely.
Yeah.
And this is cross-section, Rosa, before you run off right there, you've been working with individuals across multiple counties from the school system, from Tennessee Tech. Tell us a little bit, who are some of the partners you have, different groups?
Sure. So out of those 3 cores, we have a co-chair for each working group. So out of our early learning environments, we have Dr. Rebecca Markham, that is a professor, and also Angie Smith, that is over the Childhood Development Lab at Tennessee Tech. Out of our supportive families and services, we have Ms. Jill Bolden, which is our homeless navigator in Van Buren County. And then over the health and development, we have Heather Cathy, which is a nurse practitioner at Kids Care, also the nursing supervisor with Tennessee Tech over the nursing students. So within those working groups, we have boots on the ground of individuals in each of our 14 counties that are serving from school board directors, we have teachers, we have pediatricians, we have all the whole health and well-being, and we're working with Vanderbilt University as well on the special needs children. So there is a lot of people that are involved in this Bright Start plan.
And just another tie to that a little bit, just keep you in the circle of what we're doing, what we're working on. You know, one of the things we've identified is those early childhood, early intervention on anything is the best that you can do. And these families we're working with to empower, we don't just need to work with the parents, we need to work with the children as well, make sure they have the support. We've actually applied for funding to take the lessons we've learned through Empower and try a pilot case here in Putnam County, actually, where they're taking all the pre-K classes and putting them into one facility. Because the pre-K would qualify for the $10. We're going to try a pilot to see if we can work with the school system there to try and put wraparound services. And if that is successful here in Putnam County, that's a model we may want to start branching out to the other counties around and try and get that going across the entire region. So that's sort of an overview of what direction we're headed with that, and you can hear more about that on September 9th. Okay. Second thing we wanted to give to you, and we'll talk about this also at the HRA portion of the meeting. You have in your packet of information, want to put out some just impact numbers. So we've been working over the last little bit. You've got some documents in your notebook there that just sort of very high level by program area that we wanted to give to you so you sort of get an idea of the volume of stuff that we're doing. The first one I'm looking there is the Area Agency on Aging and Disability, and you can take these with you if you want to and look at them later. I think we have a couple things in there, maybe the last quarter and then also the last fiscal year. But wanted to put that in there to help you sort of see the senior population, and Holly back there, we talk about this all the time. Every community we have in Upper Cumberland, the senior population is growing, and the funds are not maintaining. So we're all the time advocating for more funding for our senior population. We're very excited. At our October meeting, we actually have Lauren Legate, who is now the Deputy Commissioner for the new State Department that oversees all the aging programs. She's going to be with us, and hopefully she'll have an opportunity to say just a few words to this group when she comes in October. So you can sort of go through, and it sort of gives you a feel for what's happening in your area. So you have aging, we have economic development and lending. You can see there we have 105 active loans throughout the last calendar year. You can also see the impact of the Small Business Development Center. I don't want to go through all those, but we wanted to try and provide those to you so that you can look at and sort of gauge, you know, what all work the staff here is accomplishing across the region. The next thing I wanted to touch base on, and we don't have anything to hand out, you don't have this. We just wrapped up, let's see, what day did we wrap it up? Last Thursday, Mayor Johnson up in Fentress County, our summer strategy sessions. So we've been going through and looking at all the information we have compiled over the last few months, going county by county. We had great sessions all across the Upper Cumberland region. Out of that, we came out with a lot of great information. And we'll probably provide this to you in a more specialized document to each individual community when we have a chance to go through and actually get it formalized. But there were basically 5 things. We hear the same things, county by county, city by city. And they're no secret. We need more industrial product to market. We need more industrial sites out there that are ready to go to market. We need to continue to work for our workforce, developing our workforce, infrastructure, not only sewer and water, but transportation was talked about constantly across the board. Housing. I don't know that we had a single meeting we didn't talk about housing. And obviously there's things we're looking at that. And, you know, my takeaway on housing, obviously there's nothing really that the development district can do to solve that problem. But one thing that we have looked at and identified that we can do is try and reach out to the Nashville market, the Knoxville market, and almost recruit developers to come into Cookeville and Crossville and Manville and our other communities, sort of like we recruit industries, to see if we can get developers to actually come in and take a look at our area. And the last thing was a lot of retail development. That was a lot of the conversation. So just want to give you a heads up. We'll probably try and put this together county by county and send that to you sometime in the near future. What else do we have on my list? Yeah, October meeting, just need to remind, I've told Ryan a couple times, we've moved our October meeting to the 2nd Wednesday instead of the 3rd Wednesday because of some conflicts. Now, I've realized that also conflicts with the Tennessee County Services. Do y'all need to look at that? I don't know where that starts. I can't find, do what? The 7th. Does it start that morning? Do we need to look at another day or time?
Please.
Huh?
Please.
Okay. All right. How about I get with the chairman, we'll look at some alternative dates. Probably won't be anything perfect, but we'll see if we can come up with something. If we moved it to the first week?
Doesn't look as bad as the second Wednesday.
Do what?
Doesn't look as bad as the second Wednesday.
It is actually at first.
Anybody jumping up and down, you know, that?
I can't, but that doesn't mean, there's always gonna be some other.
Can't do it now.
Well, I mean, there's gonna be some other can, so you wanna do it on the first, go ahead.
Mark, does that affect the lady that's coming from the state?
we'll have to check out and see, and if she can come another meeting there too, so. But why don't we look at that and we'll send something out. If you get back, you look, you do have a conflict, let us know, and if there's too many, we'll try and find another day. I apologize about that. At the time, we didn't know what time that conference was. So. Mr. Chairman, that's all I have.
All right, thank you. Yeah, that's NDW have TDS. Yeah, one of the leaderships, I'm going to leave one.
Obviously, we've invited, we can re-invite to another meeting. But, I mean, I'm gonna throw out there, if we don't have a loan, is that something, if we missed a month or a meeting? If we deem that we could go to the next meeting, and I guess
We are
it's a
annual meeting in December.
So y'all not opposed if that were to happen?
And we'll see, yes, but
We'll look at the agenda and see. We'll let you know.
All right, we'll move on next to our reading on cartoons. I know Ms. Angela was busy. Oh,
Tommy Lee, I forgot.
Forgive me. Assistant.
What do you think?
Assistant Director.
What do you think he wants to do? He wants to brag a little bit here.
Well, absolutely.
That's all right.
Thank you, Mr. Farley. Good morning, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. You know, Ginger mentioned earlier in her statement during her financial report that I'm constantly reminding her about the work that our planning and community development team is doing, and she's absolutely right. Could not be more proud of Marcy and our team and the work that they're doing to make sure that your communities get every single dollar of grant funding that there is available. And so just wanted to give you a brief snapshot of what we've been doing for the first 6 months of the year. And then after I do that, I'll just, we got a recent grant announcement, and I just want to read that to you guys here. So through June 30th of 2025, our team has submitted 85 grants, over $23 million in grant requests, and we've had over $3 million of funding. And so we still have a lot of grants that are pending, $1.5 million in home grants, $4 million in community development block grants, over $3 million in 3-star grants, and all of those are currently pending. They've been submitted and they're pending. So, and we're working right now on Blue Cross Blue Shield grants, we're working on tourism enhancement grants, and we're working on several other things. So that's just a little bit of snapshot of what we've been doing. And then we also got a recent announcement, and Megan Reagan typed this up for me, so I'm going to read y'all a statement here. And it just says, over the last 2 days, award announcements have started to roll out for the Tennessee Department of Environment and Conservation's Brownfield Redevelopment Area Grants. BRAG Grant supports funding for identification, investigation, and remediation to encourage the redevelopment of brownfields. It also supports the state's agricultural, recreational, and open space lands by encouraging environmentally sound redevelopment of properties blighted by real or perceived contamination. And so we recently submitted several grants, and we have recently been awarded some grants. I'm going to read those. Planning grant was awarded for the Warren County Industrial Development Board in the amount of $25,000. Assessment grants were awarded for the City of Crossville for $61,935. Town of Livingston, $58,965. City of McMinnville in the amount of $100,000. Again, Warren County IDB for $100,000. And then a remediation grant was awarded for the City of Crossville in the amount of $112,735. And finally, in addition to the community's individual awards, the Upper Cumberland Development District was the recipient of a regional grant award in the amount of $280,000, which breaks down to $20,000 for each of the 14 counties to use to develop a comprehensive inventory of brownfield sites within all 14 counties to aid in driving the redevelopment. So that's a pretty big deal. Yeah, that's good stuff. So just talking with Mr. Farley this morning, he wanted me to make that announcement and make sure you guys were aware of all that. Any questions? Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Tommy. Thank you for what you and your crew do. We'll move on to regional partners. I see Ms. Angela with PCD.
Good morning. Just want to remind everybody about GovCon. It's on the 4th and 5th. It's actually this year going to be in Murfreesboro. Really excited about it. They're going to release our branding. We're coming up with some new branding that's going to be announced during the convention, so we're excited about that. There's also going to be several special guests, and I won't tell us who it is, or else I'll tell you. And then they're going to do community photos again this year with the governor. So I want to be sure that every community is represented. I know I've reached out to some of you, making sure that you're going to be there to be able to be part of our exciting convention. Thanks. And we're here, when we are. Thank you.
Thank you. Caleb, first question, John?
I don't have anything significant. The senator has been in several counties recently here to overcome this. I want to thank everybody who was able to attend and help us set up meetings for her to come and be part of her 95 county tour. And as always, you know how to get in contact with me if we can ever be of interest. Anything federal.
Did I miss anybody tonight? I don't think so. I see you. Rick? All right, item number 9 is old business. Is there any old business needs to come before the board? All right, seeing none, any new business needs to come before the board?
The next RPO meeting is going to be December 11th. I'll put that out there, you can put that on your calendars. There'll be some invites December 11th. December 11th.
We've already discussed that. Please send emails before it's okay. Any other new business? Would there be any public comment at this time? Seeing none, I will take a motion to adjourn the DD.
So moved.
Motion Jimmy Johnson, second Claire Rowe. Any other questions, discussions? If not, all those in favor? Aye. Opposed? All right, that portion is adjourned, and we will move right into our HRA meeting. Okay, we'll call this meeting to order. Roll call, please, Ms. Shue.
Greg Mitchell,
Here.
Dale Raven,
Here.
Alan Foster,
Here.
Matt Adcock, Josh Miller, Jimmy Johnson,
Here.
Jim Morgan, Steve Jones,
Here.
Stephen Barlow,
Here.
Lloyd Burnett,
Here.
Stephen Hilry,
Here.
Sam Gibson,
Here.
Randy Porter,
Here.
Lauren Wheaton,
Here.
Jeff Mason,
Here.
John Potts,
Here.
David Sullivan,
Here.
Lisa Farmer,
Here.
Terry Bell,
Here.
Denny Robinson,
Here.
Jerry Lowry,
Here.
Alejandro Cisneros Monahan, Representative Cameron Sexton, and Senator Todd.
All right, and now we do have a forum. Item number 3 is the approval of the consent agenda. I will take a motion to approve it. Motion. Motion Mayor Barlow, second Mayor Mitchell. I have a motion and a second. Any questions, discussions on the consent agenda? Seeing none, all those in favor? Aye. Opposed? The consent agenda is approved. Item number 4, Ms. Ginger, can you come back and give us our financial report?
So this report is also through the end of June and preliminary. We had grant revenues of a little over $28.6 million. We had grant expenditures of a little over $28.8 million, which resulted in program match of a little over $171,000. To the right of this report as well, we have our state appropriation, our dues, and our unrestricted donations and the interest on our accounts. We have our non-grant related expenditures, which include our retiree benefits, interest on our line of credit. And when you net those out, we have $135,000 of revenue over expenditures. Out of the match, there's a portion of that that's transportation related that comes out of their restricted fund balance. And when you look at that, we have a little over $8,000 left at the end of last year of revenue over expenditures. Again, these are preliminary numbers and could fluctuate a little bit before books are finalized and completed for the audit. Does anyone have any questions?
Congratulations. Seeing none, motion to approve. Mayor Johnson, motion to approve the financial report. Second. Second, Mayor Ray. Any questions, discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Thank you, Ms. Ginger. All right, we'll move on to item number 5 is our Van Buren County Head Start report. I'll turn that over to you, Rick.
Okay. I want to go through, now the majority of the stuff you see in the packet is reoccurring. You know, we do our financial reports every meeting that we have. And then down at the very bottom, you've got a lot of things that are just put in place. You have to sign off on it as we begin our school year, such as our application process, our grievance complaint policies. Those things really are not changing, but you just got to verify that's what we're going to follow again for the year. There are a couple things I want to draw your attention to. There's a couple of items there called urgent, emergency, one-time request, and supplement. What we have is we're applying to the federal government to get emergency money. We need to do a couple of larger scale projects on the property. HVAC needs to be renovated and we need money, and I can't remember the exact dollar amounts. Linnell, I think the HVAC was around 60-something thousand we're figuring. And then we also need to move some septic tanks away from our playground area. So, and I think that's around 20-something thousand. So total and a few other little small projects, I think we're looking at additional 90-something thousand, somewhere in that ballpark that we're applying to the federal government as an urgent situation needs to be addressed to our facilities. So we have the opportunity to apply to them to get additional monies, and that's what we're trying to do. And the thing that goes along with that is we're asking them not to require us to put match money. It's an emergency. We need it 100% funded and not put in our match towards it. So that is really the only thing outside the normal things that we do each and every school year. The last thing, there's a Caring for Children and National Health. We sent you the abridged edition. If anybody wants it, that's the full copy. We did not send that to you. So that basically lays out all the standards and guidelines that our Head Start operates under. So if you need a copy of the detailed one, we'd be glad to get you a copy of that. Oh yeah, they need you, we would ask kindly, is that sitting at their desk? Yeah, that we go through, that we provided this information to you. We don't go through and lecture you on all of it. We provide it to you, expecting you to look at it in your free time. You will sign that, we would appreciate that. That would make the federal government happy.
Aren't you need a motion for
If you can move to approve that, I would appreciate that.
Mayor Johnson, the motion to approve.
Second.
Second. Okay, that's you. Sorry. I have a motion and a second. Any questions or discussions? Seeing none, all those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Or is approved? All right, item number 6 is our CSBG update. Ms. Linnell?
Good morning, everyone. In your binders, you will see dashboards for May, June, and July. Same programs that we've been working with. The numbers have been a little lower this summer, and so we've been focusing on a lot of internal training, lots of training hours for our staff, getting them ready for this upcoming year, and really trying to flip the narrative as just emergency services, but providing those long-term supports. Does anyone have any questions on the May, June, or July dashboards? All right. I do have one question. Mark, would it be, and Mr. Chairman, would it be appropriate for the Head Start grant and also the other action items, we have to, before they'll accept our application, we have to have the approved minutes. I know that those won't come until October, so would it be permissible just to write a letter from our board chair saying that these applications were approved and submit that with them? Hopefully that would move things along. All right, I will draft that and get that to you, Mr. Farley. Thank you guys for your time.
All right, thank you. All right, number 7 is our action items.
Okay. All right, some of these things are just applications we're submitting, so we just need your approval. We are applying for the Community Services Block Grant, the 2026 version of that. The Community Services Block Grant is basically the funding stream that we use to put the county offices, to have the manpower in each one of your communities. So that's what that grant is for. We also are applying for the SSBG Social Services Block Grant, I think is what that stands for. That provides in-home care services for people that are coming through adult protective care services. We already done that, so. The CFCFP program, those are food programs that we administer for the Department of Human Services. That's one of those, they're gonna need a letter saying we've approved that. Basically, it's your daycare food program, where we have staff that works with the daycare to make sure they're getting funding, put good food programs in place in their daycares. There's one for regular daycare homes and then also one for the Head Start. And then the next thing is, the policy council members just need to reappoint them. You can take a look if you want to make any changes there. The last thing I've got, UCHRA office building. I told Mayor Mason, HRA may take a little bit longer discussion. We are at the point now where we're roughly a little bit less than a year and a half out from our lease over where UCHRA is housed there. I can't remember, is it Landmark? What was the name of that development there? That shopping center?
Landmark.
Landmark, yeah. We're basically across from Goodwill, across from the Tractor Supply place, and y'all know where HRA is at. You know, HRA's been there for a long time. Probably, I would say at least 15 to 20 years they've been in that location. We need to probably look at a new location. So what I would ask for you, I'm asking permission to go out and to negotiate and see if we can find a new place to house UCHRA. Not saying that we may not leave a small portion in that current position or place. Maybe that we decide to leave our transportation hub there or a couple more things. But we've got way too much space over there. And we've got to greatly downsize. And then when I've been talking to Mr. McNabb, it's going to be hard for us to get out of some of the spaces the way the building is configured. So it may be best for us to look at another location. And I just want to put that out that we need to go through that process. We have met with Craig Hughes with Commercial Realty that handles a lot of commercial real estate here in the Putnam County area. Had an initial conversation with him, and we have him starting to look at what options are out there. But I would like permission from the board to go out and start negotiating and trying to find our next home for UCHRA. Our lease is up December 31st of 2026, but depending on what we find out there, we may have to do some remodeling, may actually look at a new construction if somebody wants to, or in the process of developing something. But need to have authority to go out and negotiate that. I would do that.
Second. Now, motion and a second to allow that. Any questions, discussions with the director on this?
Any advice you got, any thoughts?
Is there any down this strip down there here, is there anything?
We have looked at a lot of options, yes. I don't want to talk about specifics of them. Yeah. I mean, ideally, we would love to have something close to this building, so that it's much easier to blend together. I'm gonna be honest. I was hoping to buy across the corner lot over here where they developed the parking units. That got sold before I moved up, so that would have been perfect for us, but that didn't happen.
We don't have the room here to expand.
I don't think you can do it adequately, no. We want to grow, we don't want to be growing stuff.
Any other questions or discussions? We do have a motion and a second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? All right. We'll move on to our executive director report. All right.
Oh, yeah, it's a fun one. Let's talk commodities just a little bit. Finally, last week, got the opportunity to meet with the Deputy Commissioner of the Department of Ag, Andy Holt. I wish it was a good conversation, but it wasn't that good of a conversation, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna caveat here to begin with. Second harvest covers the majority of our communities. I think 11 of the 14 are going to be covered out of Second Harvest in Middle Tennessee. Cumberland and Pinterest will be covered out of Second Harvest of East Tennessee, and Van Buren County will come out of Chattanooga. And I told Mayor Sullivan, we was talking on the phone yesterday, you may be the best in the best position, because Chattanooga Food Bank looks like they're gonna be very easy to work with and very good. Here's the problem they've gotten into. Second Harvest, the commodities program is a government program. You have to qualify for that program. We go through, we got people that takes applications and scores and qualifies people for that program. Second Harvest pulls up with a tractor trailer load, and every one of us in this room can walk up to the back of that trailer and get food. They don't, part of their thing is, they don't turn away anybody regardless of permanent status, if they're a U.S. resident, or if they have any income. That is their model. They hand out food. Now, they provide a wide range of food, but probably more so than we can ever provide. So they're a good agency. They admitted the other day, Middle Tennessee covers 43 counties. They don't have the ability to distribute in 13 of them right now. They are getting ready to take over this program at the end of September, and there's 13 counties. They won't tell us who those 13 counties are, but my bet is Clay and Pickett and a few more of our smaller rural ones. I don't know about Jackson. You may have them delivering Second Harvest there, but can they distribute the commodities there? I don't know. I mean, they've been honest. They've got 13 counties out of 43 they can't provide services to. My gut is, come October 1st, we're going to have a handful of counties that the amount of food being distributed today is going to go down. So, that's my update. I don't know the answer. Department of Ag doesn't indicate that they are going to reconsider this one week. They were pretty adamant. They are moving in this direction, didn't matter what. Now, Andy Holt has said he's coming to the County Mayor's Association next week to talk to you guys and try and explain their rationale for doing this. I'm not gonna tell you what to say, but I think you need to defend our small rural counties.
I talked to him Monday night, he said it would be the October.
Okay, so that's changed.
He said he wasn't going to be there. He said he was coming to address us, but I said next week. He said, no, I think it's later in October.
If you push it off to October,
Yeah.
it's a done deal. I mean, they've already contracted with that. Did the commissioner ever respond to your letter? No. Mayor Jones, or Mayor Mason, sorry, Mayor Jones. Mayor Mason, on behalf of the board, if you remember last time we talked about it, we drafted a letter and he sent to Commissioner Hatcher requesting a meeting to discuss this, and that went unanswered, so. I'll be glad to answer any questions. I'll tell you what I know, that's not a whole lot, but, I think you're gonna have a lot of communities that drop the amount of food that they're able to serve.
Are we going to do anything to try to help that, even though we're not getting paid, or?
I mean, we're going to try and partner any way we can. I mean, Second Harvest is a good organization. The Chattanooga one, we talked to them. I don't know, have we talked to the East Tennessee group yet?
I've not talked to them yet.
No, we've not talked to them yet, but, I mean, they've been great partners. We're going to try and help them if we can. Do I have manpower to distribute food? Do I have the ability to do that? No. I don't have any way to pay for that. So, I can't just continue on delivering the commodities program like we have in the past, because they don't have the funding stream to do that.
Well, I know there in Clay County, of course, we and it's sponsored by local churches and stuff. Our senior citizens center, she also gets some gift, goes on visits on I think every maybe a couple of times a month or something like that. But they go over there and get pallets of food and stuff that she does through the senior citizens center, and that's second half August over there. But I'm just wondering if that's something to tie into this somehow.
I can say, when Second Harvest does it, is it gonna be the commodity type ours, or is it gonna be what, sometimes they bring in food, and it's just, sometimes you get stuff that's really good, and then other times it's kinda like, well, who needs this much food bags?
you know, they've got the structure, they said, like I said, in 40, or 30 of their 43 counties, and I'm just picking on Middle Tennessee, Second Harvest. They feel like they've got the infrastructure, they've got organizations that's going to take the applications, they're going to go through the same process that we've done in the past. The problem is they don't have a partner organization in 13 of their counties. So Clay County, perfect illustration. You probably do have a church somewhere that volunteers, lets them pull on their lot, probably has some members out there. The question is that church going to be willing to start taking applications, doing the paperwork, submitting that to them, and qualify? Otherwise, they're not going to bring commodities food up there. They're going to distribute it wherever they can.
Is that the same problem with the other two distribution?
Yes, I'm sure.
They said anything about what, Second Harvest, anything about what their structure is going to be. I mean, obviously, there's admin made for this, so they're going to have to, maybe, I know we're going to have a problem like that. I've already talked to them. They reached out. The infrastructure's not there to distribute. But I don't know what Second Harvest is planning. I mean, are they going to have people there to sign up people, or are they going to pay them?
Yeah, Second Harvest has been losing money for the last several years, I understand. So, I mean, they wanted the funds that we were getting to try and offset their losses.
They give away food.
Yeah, when we had a conversation with Middle Tennessee Second Harvest, they said they didn't expect to deliver any more food than what they were currently doing. And of course, we started pushing back on them, saying, how do you want to take, I mean, how are you getting those funds and not distributed money? So, yes.
We did receive an email yesterday from the state director, Grant Polson. He is requiring us to send everyone that we serve their name and address to the food banks.
But if they're not gonna have staff on site to check that list, what does that mean?
It's not, yeah. I don't know that it's really gonna make, there's two different ways that Second Harvest can submit that, can disseminate the food. And the big one is where you don't have to check anything off. And with our TFAP, that's what they're referring to. And I think they will struggle to find some partners, because it's a heavy lift. It took 3 internal staff and then multiple staff from each county, along with multiple volunteers. So it would take 10 to 15 people, even in some of our small counties, to get this food out the door. And of course, we kept everyone in their cars because of liability issues and things like that. So we don't know, our folks are gonna have to get out of their cars now to get that food, how that will work. But I was really pleased with the Chattanooga one, because they understand that we can't partner for free, and they wanna make sure that everyone that we're serving, if that's different when they've been serving on their other events, they want to make sure. So we're actually gonna come up and meet with them. They wanna come up and meet at the early September commodity event up in Van Buren County at the fairgrounds. If you guys would like to meet with us, I'll send out an email to give more information about that. But I learned that the Chattanooga Food Bank, during COVID, they were dropping food at our Head Start in Van Buren County for them to deliver and get out. So Lori Holt is who I've been working with, and she seems that her heart is really there. That's been the easiest one to make the connections with, and feel that they're wanting to do what we've been doing and continuing that.
So we know there's a problem coming up, right? And I agree with Jenny Wayne that if there's something that we can do as an organization to help in the transition, I think we should. Are the staff that's used part-time, full-time? Go through the process with that. It's probably different in every county from the HRA perspective.
Well, if you take at the county level, now we have 3 staff that serve the whole region. And that was how they were pretty much paid from this funding. And then we have offset the cost. So you take the White County, our county coordinator in White County, part of her duties has been assigned to do that. But she's been paid out of different funds.
What happens to the 3 that were for it to help everybody, most people?
We won't have, we're reverting them to the program.
So it sounds like the staff is still there. If we do need a small transition window, possibly to help.
Awesome.
We're not getting rid of staff and there are people here. I understand that when these things happen, maybe it's not an emergency on HRA's part, but the people that need the services, it is to them. So I would say whatever we can do personally, I think we should.
The transition is just gonna be a nightmare.
Yeah.
Well, so, you may have already answered this in the previous one, I want to make sure that I'm clear, maybe somebody else. The funding hasn't decreased, it's just been, Second Harvest said, we can do this better, and the Department of Ag said, here you go.
Yes.
Okay, That's
That's my question. So that funding mechanism is still there.
they're just gonna get it, but
They're
they're not
passing
gonna
it on.
increase their services.
Yeah, they're contracting with them versus contracting with us.
I'll try a different route. I may have a different route to get somebody that we can talk to.
I'm like I'm at the loss here. I don't know what to do to try to help this. What can we do? I mean, is there anybody we can call, talk to? Is there
I
somebody
think
that
we're
can
gonna have to go
harvest?
through the legislatures maybe, but, because that gets the department's attention, but I'll go a different route to try to get to Hatcher and Andy. I got a common friend there, we do, who gets there.
And if you guys would like for me to set up any meetings with the respective food banks for you guys, I'm more than happy to do that also.
I just want to make sure I'm clear on what I'm asking for.
Yeah, I'm just looking like I'm clear on what.
Basically, I want to do this in simple Smith County as I can, math. There was funding. Second Harvest apparently went after the funding to try to divert the funding to them, not with the intention of increasing the service, but just using that money to offset their admin costs. Which in turn took the funding from the HRAs. Were we the only HRA? Was that done across the region?
Just all across the state.
Okay.
This is the whole state.
So every one of them lost them. That was that was doing the paperwork, doing the qualification, and doing the distributing. They took that away. That was something that was already working and moved it to somebody that, okay. That makes sense.
I don't want you to think that, I mean, we've been working this behind the scenes, we've got some advocates and stuff. The governor's office is aware of it, they've chosen not to do anything. I think it's just a decision they made at the state level, thinking overall it's better to move in that direction.
Absolutely.
They're not thinking through the day-to-day problems.
With that in the long run, but the transition over to,
Well, yes, the transition is gonna be a nightmare, but also the fact that if they're going to not, if they're basically gonna take the funds but not do what you guys and others are already doing, to me, that's not.
How are they gonna qualify, I mean, with the commodities, I mean, the lady in Pickett County that's over the HRA office, you wanna sign up for commodities, you come in, fill out the application, she verifies your income and all that stuff. Now, who's gonna do that on the local level? I mean, how, I mean.
Nobody.
That's the question.
It's not gonna be done. They're gonna pull up in their truck and go, hey, come get it.
But if it's federal funds that is for commodities and is for low-income individuals,
They will distribute the commodities through the counties that they have the infrastructure to do that. I don't think they intend to supply it in all 95 counties.
When you say have the infrastructure, is that based off of what we're already doing, which is?
There's no organization.
But there's
out
nobody
there.
inside my organization that's going to sit there and check off a list as where the qualifier are. They're sitting there building boxes and handing them out as they go through the door. So there's going to be, this
So
is
this is a
amazing.
grant, I'm assuming it's some kind of grant program.
It's federal funds that flow through part of that.
So there's no requirement that it occurs in all 95 counties?
I asked that question the other day, is that going to be in their contract? And they said they've not developed a contract yet. That's grant.
Well, looks like a total mess to me from what we're hearing today, but I still say, you know, HRA is here to help people, and I hope that we can make it as smooth as possible, at least for a while. I know we can't take it over the whole time, but,
they ain't got none of the particulars worked out. They're not building as like as it might.
Yeah.
and there's no hope of HRAs across state of keeping it.
Based on the conversations the other day, no.
And they're not willing to partner with the HRAs. I know they're not willing to share their funding, it sounds like.
Well, exactly. So they're
They want to partner, but there would be no funding. They would be a partner organization, and, you know, we have the warehouse space, we have 3 staff, the truck, and how could I have that
I mean,
taken?
There's coming up.
We're
with
leasing
that, yeah.
space right now to put the food in, I mean.
So that's all gonna go away on our side.
Yeah, that's part of the reason, getting back to the moving location, we don't need that warehouse space.
And assuming there's other funding that we can apply for.
No, we've already been putting probably, what, $50,000 to $70,000 with the commodities program out of CSBG funding and things, but they're also making some moves to not verify citizenship and things like that, so we feel going forward that it might be tough for us to get that approved under CSBG for things like that.
So you said middle's a problem, is east a problem?
Haven't really haven't had a lot of contact with them yet. Now, I will say for Middle Tennessee, they did request our entire procedure, how we do everything from start to end, and we did supply them with that information.
Like, you know why it's gonna live there too, not just middle?
Do you have anybody that distributes Second Harvest in Cumberland County? I mean, that's what I look for. I went to who was distributing Second Harvest food and find out. Reached out to them, and don't know if they had some conversation, and they said, you know, we had the conversation, we can't help.
I just have a statement here, I guess coming from my federal background, but if this is federally funded and the money is coming from the federal government to do this, why can't we get federally involved in the decision that's been made?
No question. You certainly can.
Just a thought. Sometimes you have to do those things, especially when it's federally funded programs and stuff, under the circumstances. That would be my suggestion to bypass the state.
And how can you let them choose where to go? You people get food, but you people gotta go home. I mean, how do you do that?
Yeah, that was my argument. How do you, that's not equitably distributing the program across all 95 counties.
And that's what it's for those that are in need. So you're picking and choosing who you're going to do it with now.
How many counties across the state? I mean, if there's 13 for Middle Tennessee, so how many across the state is gonna not get it?
I don't know that answer.
And when will we find out, I mean, I'm sure being small as we are, I mean, I'm sure that we're one that's not gonna get it, but when do we find that answer out?
Or you got to lay off employees on our end because we're not doing it now?
We got 2 that we're gonna lay off, and then another one we're gonna transition into the other program.
And you may not know this, but if we happen to have one of our counties that's not being served, will they be allowed to go to a different county?
I'm sure, yeah, because they don't check.
Oh, they're not gonna check it out.
Yeah, you drive it, listen, I saw the home drive up, lights, Cadillacs.
Oh, yeah, that'll go through it and they'll go right back. That's, but again, we're in, this is the dilemma that every one of us faces just about every day is you've got a department that you really want to kick a hornet's nest over, but on the other side, you really don't want to you don't want to make that much mad because it will catch you on something else. It is part of the job that really makes it hard sometimes.
This transition is October 1.
October 1, yes. So we're winding up. Give them sort of just a quick overview what our plans are to wind up.
So what we did was we moved all of our events that were after September the 20th, before September the 20th. And on September the 20th, we're having another large event at the Putnam County Warehouse, and it's for all 14 counties. So we've all committed to be there that day, run 14 lists with all the folks that have received these commodities. We'll be passing out cases because any food left in the warehouse, it's our responsibility to get that to the food banks. So we are going to try our hardest to give out all that food and keep that in our 14 counties. So that is the goal. It's going to start at 9 o'clock. I think we have a 9 to 2, but it's going to go 9 until we give out all the food. So we've made flyers. We've had our county offices trying to get that information out and about so that we can have enough volunteers on hand to get the folks. We've also told some of our county staff and different things, if they know folks in their community that would not be able to make that drive down to Putnam County, then let's know and let's get that loaded up so we can get that to them.
We're going to do everything we can possibly try and make this as seamless as we can. It's just, they're not telling us anything, and it's hard for us to plan when we don't know what those plans are.
And I'll reach out to East Tennessee, and we talked a little bit face-to-face at that meeting, but the other ones I've had more email conversations with, but I'll reach out to East Tennessee this afternoon and just see if I can get us some more details on their transition, or if they feel that they have commodities or TFAP in Cumberland and Pinterest.
Thanks. I mean, I know that warehouse leases go away, they're not all going to expire immediately. I wouldn't think, and we still have some staff, so whatever we can do to help, I think we should.
They've told us by September the 30th, all the food has to be transitioned to the food bank if we've not given it out then. But yes, let us look to see, Mark and I can talk to see how we could. I really wish, and what I'll do is I'll go on to like Second Harvest's websites and try to put in like the TFAP and find all their locations in our counties, and then maybe there'll be some kind of differentiation or something between just Feeding America food and TFAP food. So I'll do that.
I bet you didn't think that's what the discussion was going about today.
Do what?
I bet you didn't think this is what all the discussion was.
No, this is, I knew it was coming. All right, I'll move on unless anybody else has any comments or. Let me throw one last thing out there. This is not our choice. That's the hard thing. A lot of our county coordinators, a lot of our staff, these families, they know it's going away and they think we're the ones doing away with it. We're not. We've tried to defend ourselves, and we encourage you to please defend our staff as well. This is not anything we chose to do. It has been chosen and given to us, so. Last thing I've got, and we'll wind up, or I'll wind my portion up with this. We do have a new program that we are rolling out that we want to sort of give you a highlight of. One of the things we have identified over the years with our senior population, so this is sort of dual, it's serving a role that's going to help our area agency on age and disability. But for years, we've had the problem of a lot of our seniors who didn't have the ability to have light work done around their house. Yard work, light repairs, those type of things, accessibility items put in, handrails, stuff like that. We actually have got to the point where I think we're going to start a program, we're in the process of starting it. We're going to start in 4 counties, Overton, Putnam, White, and Jackson. Start small with those 4 counties and then hope to grow from there. Basically offering to our senior population, 60 and over, the avenue to have light repair work, light yard work done with somebody that's been vetted, been insured, and that they can trust is not being going to take advantage of them. They can know that they're coming through our services and our programs, and hopefully they can feel a little bit safer and more secure about that. I know that we've heard that for years and years and years. Our seniors get taken advantage of. Somebody comes in and says, hey, we'll do this, and it turns out to be instead of a $100 job, it turns into a $2,000 job and stuff like that. So a lot of our seniors are afraid to let people come in, and this is a service we feel like that will be successful if we get it up and running, and hopefully we'll get it spread across all 14 counties as soon as possible. So just wanted to share that, be absolutely glad to answer any questions on that. Mr. Chairman, that's all I do.
I need to make sure, one housekeeping item. We approved you to talk about the UCHRA building, but did we, I don't know that we approved the action item. Sherry, did we do that motion or did you approve?
For him to go look for a new building, I thought we did.
Yeah, but did we do, was it A to E, did we approve those? Was it for all? Is that your motion for all action?
All of them.
Okay. All right, we're done with that then. Okay. All right, so we're moving on. Item number 9, is there any old business that's come for us? Any new business? Public comment? One thing that the Vice Chairman brought up is maybe we should move public comment in the future to other, that way we get public comment before we vote. Forward, that's the way we vote in our commission meetings, so we would be. Right, that happen. I appreciate that. Thank you. Good kick, Terry. All right. is there any public comments? Besides that, seeing none, all right, I take a motion to adjourn. Second, motion second, all those in favor? Aye. You are adjourned.